What's going on, guys? And if you're interested in supercharging your GTO with the LSA Supercharger, this is the video for you. Today I'm going to talk about some of the pros and cons of the LSA Supercharger. Let's talk about pros first. Number one, of course, the power gains you get with the Supercharger. It's not unheard of with the 6.0 completely stock to put out right around 550, 560 to the ground with the LSA swap on it. That's a huge pro. With this kind of supercharger, you get instant torque as soon as you get on the gas, so that's a really good positive. Other pro is the fact that it is still very simple to work on. It still gives you a lot of engine bay room. You're able to change spark plugs, you're able to do anything to the radiator, pretty much anything on the front end of the engine. You could service the supercharger while it's still on the car, that kind of thing. Another pro is the fact that it is obtainable for most people. The cost of the complete charger and everything set up for the amount of power you get is very reasonable. Also, it drives like factory. Since it did come off a CTSV, the car, once tuned, will drive much like a factory supercharged car. So it is very smooth when just cruising around town or whatever. It doesn't feel so aggressive that you can't drive it on a regular basis. Most of you, when you do this swap, you're going to be very pleased with your results. You're going to really enjoy the car a whole lot more. It definitely wakes the car up and makes the GTO feel like less of a boat. Now for the cons. My first and probably the most annoying thing that I have came across since doing this swap is I have went through 3 mass airflow sensors. 3. That's the number one thing I personally had issues with. So if you have that issue, I'm sorry. Definitely I would suggest going to a LS3 style card math and a bigger intake tube. 4 to 5 inches will give you a lot of room to grow on the LSA. Okay, you're gonna add a bunch of weight to the front of the engine, roughly like 75 to 80 pounds. The charger is pretty heavy. You're also adding a lid, an intercooler, and just a handful of things to the front of your engine. If you don't go LS3 heads or square port heads, the supercharger sticks up and it touches the hood pretty good, and you'll have to trim the hood. I personally did that, and I still have the stock 243 heads on there, and I definitely wish I would have went LS3 heads. It would have gave me more clearance, and I definitely noticed that the hood sometimes rubs on the top of the CTSV lid of the supercharger, and that's not something that I'm super psyched on all the time. Now, if you piece it together like I did, it is going to take you some time. That's a big con. That took me a good little while to piece this together. There are kits available. Roshan GTO owns Boost Districts, and they sell a complete kit for this. Now, he's not paying me, he's not hooking me up, nothing. I just know what's out there and how to get this done. You could buy a complete kit, or you could piece it together as I did. If you go the piecing together route as I did, it takes some time. You have to find all this stuff, you gotta find part numbers, and it is quite a bit of parts that you don't realize go into the whole swap. So we're still speaking about cons. Most of this is pros of why you should do this, but there are a couple little cons. They're not a lot. The other con would be, for me personally, the fact that you delete the strut tower. I'm more so about handling than really big power. The car is super fast. It is actually fast enough for me when I cammed it, but I always wanted a boosted car, so that's the reason I went that route. Now, the Supercharger with this added power will highlight all your suspension issues, so definitely take care of those. GTO is notorious for a lot of suspension issues, so you should definitely do that first before doing this swap. Now on to the real cons. Now with this setup, you might be beating a lot of Mustangs, and they're gonna let you know about it. Everyone is gonna pull up on you. You're gonna want to race. They're gonna see that nice little front mount intercooler on there, and they're gonna want to give you a run for your money, and you're gonna blow them out of the water. You're gonna roast tires. You're gonna do it so often and you're not even gonna realize it. You're gonna be second gear and you pin it and it just blows tires off of it, and you're gonna have to go straight to the tire shop, and then it's a wrap. You're just spending money on tires once a week. You're gonna be wasting brakes because you're gonna have to slow down, and if you catch up to somebody too fast, you're gonna slow down. You gotta slow down, so you're gonna just be roasting these brakes and rotors and warping them and doing all that good stuff. So it's a terrible thing to have, you know. You get this awesome supercharger whine and you're not gonna know what it's coming from, and then you hit the gas and it gets really loud, so it makes you nervous. It kind of makes you scared to hit the gas anymore. So it's a terrible thing to have happen. A box full of donuts ain't gonna have nothing on you for how much donuts you're gonna be doing in your GTO or whatever you're in that's rear wheel drive or all wheel drive, breaking them loose, getting down and dirty. No, I'm playing, guys. That's pretty much the wrap for this video. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. Let me know that you like my videos. Hit that like button, share this with your friends. And if you have any questions, and I get a lot of them from you guys, feel free to message me or put a comment in the comments, and I am relentless about responding to every comment that comes on my videos. So if you have any kind of specific question for me, definitely let me know. I will get back to you. Promise. Pinky swear. With that being said, we'll see you on the next video. Have a happy new year and go and enjoy yourselves and your families. Love you guys. Deuces.